got this one, just 2x4. I planed it down a little bit on each side just to smooth it down a little bit. Not a have-to thing. It's just a I wanted to thing. Making 2 uprights here, and then I'm going to make 2 handles. Okay, well that's not exactly where I wanted it, but I think it's close enough. Right there, we got it. That's where we did it today. Excuse me, I need to get a couple of these. What I'm going to do, I'm going to shoot one right into that board. Okay, and now that that one's done, now that's got our square locked in. With 2 of them in there, that's not going to move. Well, it will, but it's not. It's going to spring right back. Now then, I'm going to put several in here, and I did put. You saw me. I did put some wood glue on here. You probably see some of it squeeze out here in just a second. My philosophy's always been, if you don't have a little bit of glue to squeeze out, you didn't put enough in. But then again, I've never had too many people really care what my philosophy is, so we'll just leave it at that. Oh boy, right about there. I think that'll work. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of 2x4 and I'm going to lay it flat and leave the outer edge of it hang off right here. And it's going to give kind of like a little handle, something like what you'd have on your shopping cart at the supermarket. And, okay, so what's up with that? Here's, we have made a mistake somewhere. That looks like it's 28 3/4, and although I checked that for square, evidently that says 29 1/4. And I even scooted that in a little bit. Well, I'm going to cut a piece of 2x4 that's 28 3/4 inches, and I'm going to pull it on there, and what I'll do is I'll use a clamp and pull that up, just pull these together to make them match the length of the board, and that way I can screw this board down on top, keep them at the right length. Because I know that's what that's supposed to be. I don't know if that board, one of them boards is bowed out a little bit or something. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to that part of it. I make sure it was flat straight, but I didn't flat side, but I didn't make sure. Walk over here in my junk pile, clean up and organize one of these days, I hope. I started off, the problem was we had stored hay in here for a little while, and I already had my power tools and everything in here. And well, unfortunately, it's not very safe working with this like this, but it is what it is. Anyhow, y'all seen me use a miter saw before, so I'm gonna take and cut me a piece at 28 3/4 inches. Then I'm gonna set this down here on the ground, and then I'll probably move y'all around so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'll bring you back, and we'll hopefully put some finishing touches on this thing because I'm running out of time. My son Austin's got a football game this evening, and it's their first game of the season, and I told him I'd be there. So I will, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I will be there, but I need to finish this up. So we'll get back with y'all shortly. Okay, folks, I gotta try to make this quick. Getting a little battery on the old camera. Got to remember to put those batteries on the charger too. There's some of those that would like to see our goings on over the weekend at the rabbit show. And I film as much of it as I could. There will be times we will be busy and what have you. Have our hands full. Be hard to get everything down. Hey, we'll do what we can. Be nice if I could actually get up a video for a change that somebody might actually want to watch. Oh my goodness, too much glue. Too much glue. Okay. Now then, here's what we're going to do. Probably should have done this before. Oh, good catch. Good catch. Oh man. Alright, I'm just going to get that to where it'll kind of hang on a little bit there. And I'm going to get this board and a screw and my drill. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one started. Starting in about down there, I think. You can't see me. I just realized that. Sorry about that. I'm just driving a screw in the board. Okay, that's all I did. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to set this board right up there, get it where I want it, how I want it, and so on and such. And I'm going to drive that screw down. There we go. Good. Now then, to make this match up, I'm going to have to, what I'm going to do, I'm sticking out about this much on this end, so I'm just going to tighten that clamp up and pull those two in together just a smidge more. There, I think that'll work. Now, I'll get another screw, and I'm going to clean that. There. Now I don't really need the clamp anymore, but I'm just going to let it hang there. Good, 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 good. Put one more right here. How's that? Okay. Now, you can see wash the excess glue off so it doesn't run all over the place. Like I had a little bit to squeeze out everywhere, so I had just enough glue on there after I took about half of it back off. Okay, there's the deal. Now what we're going to do is we've got room now. We're going to set of the carriers I've made two of them, and both of them use a 24 by 24 dropping pan, and they're going to be able to sit right on there. One up here all the way against the front, and then one right there on the very back, and then from that point forward we can stack others on top of them because they're made to where they're structurally sound enough that you can stack a carrier on top of a carrier. You wouldn't want to put something smaller than the carrier on top because it would probably then put stress right in the center of the wire or something and cause it to bow in, what have you, you know. But you end up from this point forward, if I do, end up making all of my carriers with using the same 24 by 24 inch dropping pan, then we're good. You know, we'll just stack them, and I'll either have to make it a point to do that, or I will have to make it a point to modify the cart. Now as far as this goes right here, I don't know. This is kind of tall, okay, because this is the way it's going to be, but at the same time, you know, I can also stack carriers on here that tall and have something, if I needed to, something light to bungee. This is pretty solid with the cart, you know, and I can put bungees around them. Now just for rolling them around at a rabbit show and what have you, probably not necessary. Depending on how far we got to go and all this and how many carriers we have on here, we might want to bungee them on there and move them out to the truck and to the building possibly. I don't know, we'll see. Bungees aren't that bad of a cost, especially when you can just take and wrap them around the handle here and just leave them with the cart. That way they're always here if you need them. Alright, well folks, I hope you liked. I hope this gives you an idea. Total cost, $0. The lumber, this 2x4 lumber, that came out of packing material that we picked up from the lumber shed. They throw that stuff away. That lumber down there, all that was given to me. Every single bit of it. The screws, okay, the screws. I used, what, about maybe, I don't know, 30 of them. Remember, I already used the little short screws that fasten the casters on the bottom. So the screws, let's see, here's 6, 11, 18. So for the whole thing, maybe 30 to 50 screws, and for this whole box, I pay $4 in tax. For this whole box, and there's, I don't even know, it's a pound. They don't tell you exactly how many, and I'm not going to count them, but we'll figure. Okay. So if that's a couple of bucks worth of screws, I know I didn't use the whole box. So a couple of bucks worth of screws, I guess. The casters, remember, I already had. Those were probably $3 or $4 though, if you have to buy them. So $12, 14, 15 bucks in the whole, you know. But I'm out maybe $2 for the screws. And what was that? 50 cents worth of this bottle of wood glue is $2 at the local Fred's, and I just opened it when I started this project. See how much is gone out of there? So I used about $2. What is that? Maybe 50, 60 cents worth. I'm guesstimating to what I think is high. Ideally, I'll go back later. Of course, usually I say I'll do something and then I don't, but ideally I'll go back and take this one screw out and then run around this with my router, put a little edge profile on there, and possibly even up there as well. I could take all the screws out and just run the router across there because the glue would hold it in place. But with the router bit that I would use, I don't think I would get those screws. But just makes it a little easier on the hands. Yes, you can use a 2x2 for this part if you want to, and just put it straight across the top. That is just, to me, that's just an extra step. And who knows, sometime it could come in handy to be able to set something up here, something small. But things happen. Anyway, hope this gives somebody some ideas. I hope this helps somebody. I know I'm not the only poor person in the world, folks. I can't be. We got a Democrat for president that's giving all of our money to Iran. So I know I can't be the only poor person in the country and on YouTube. So save a buck where you can. Make it yourself. Yeah, it's been hot. I put it off as long as I can though. Tomorrow is the last day that I have to make preparations. We have to leave at 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning at 2 a.m. So tomorrow being Friday, I probably won't even get any sleep to speak of. I may, but we're going to be out of town Saturday. We're not going to be able to do a lot of that then, and I don't really want to put it off until we come back. So we're going to try to get as much of that done on Friday, tomorrow, as we can. So, but we're going to get these batteries in there, get them charging for you, so we can take some footage for you at the show. We're going to get some footage on the way. We'll try not to make it as boring as it was on the trip to Grace Hollow. I know a lot of y'all didn't watch that. We enjoyed it though, folks. I'm sorry we weren't able to convey the beauty of the landscape and what have you, and the enjoyment that we got out of that trip through the camera. I wish we could have. Maybe in the future we'll get better at that. But alright, we're going to cut this off. Y'all check out our website, www.hillbillyhomesteading.com, and also www.facebook.com/hillbillyhomesteading. Just tack that onto Facebook, into facebook.com, put a slash on there, a /, and put Hillbilly Homesteading, and that'll take you to our fan page. We'd love to have you like the page. Feel free, rabbit or homestead related, but feel free to post pictures and to post and ask questions. We'd like to kind of build that up into a little community where folks can get together and kind of pat each other on the back and help each other out when we can. So anyway, we're going to cut this off. Y'all have a great day. As always, God bless.